Hi everyone, welcome to my passion project called Your Mind Matters. The focus of this project is mental health, which is an issue that I feel very passionate about. And what inspired this project is an organization that I worked with on the project called Jasper Ridge Farm. And what they do is they help youth with mental health illnesses through animal healing programs. And how I went about this project was that I created an educational website that anyone could use and anyone could access, and I also created mental health care packages for the local homeless population. So for my core hours, I volunteered by serving food to the local homeless population, and for my passion project, I'm continuing to help the homeless, but in a different way. I wanted to educate and help them with mental health, and the reason for this is because a quarter to a third of the homeless population suffer from mental health illnesses, from schizophrenia to bipolar disorder to depression, and that proportion is always growing. And in addition, there was a study that found that 28% of the homeless people who had been previously hospitalized for mental health illnesses obtained some food from garbage cans, and 8% use garbage cans as their primary source of food. And so in me serving food to the homeless people and to now helping them with mental health, I feel like it ties it all together with my passion project and my core hours. So the NDB hallmark that relates to my project is hallmark number 2. We honor the dignity and sacredness of each person. And so how I lived this out was that I created an environment where everyone felt respected and safe, and I created an environment where everyone could grow. The next part of my project is the design thinking. So the first step of design thinking is empathize. And I empathize with homeless people, disabled people, and people who are battling mental illness, and this empathy came through my core hours when I was directly interacting and serving the homeless population. So that is how I was able to the best of my ability, understand what they're going through, and that's how I was able to empathize with them. And the next step of design thinking is define. So the problem at hand is that people with mental illnesses often are forgotten about or overlooked. So the solution to that is to educate people on mental health and teach people proper practices on it. And so the third step of design thinking is ideate. So when I was brainstorming for my project, I knew that I wanted to educate people on mental health and create a resource that anyone could have access to, easy access. And I also wanted to find a way to give back directly to people who have mental health illnesses and the homeless population. And the fourth step of design thinking is prototype. So in this stage, I brainstormed what to put in the mental health bags, and I designed my website, I designed the bags, and I researched for myself about mental health. The last step of design thinking is test. So for this stage, I wrote the post for my website each month, and I also created the mental health care packages for the homeless population. Here is the poster that I displayed on the school monitors that I created to bring awareness to the NDB community about animal-human interactions and how they can improve your mental health. I also wanted to bring attention to this organization and all that they do to help individuals with mental health. For my poster, I included pictures from clients at Jasper Ridge Farm interacting with animals. My mentor shared these pictures with me and allowed me to include them in my poster. These pictures came from the organization Jasper Ridge Farm. Here is a look at the educational website that I created on mental health using Wix. I wanted this to be something that anyone could access and would find useful and relevant from anywhere. I had lots of fun designing this website, and I wanted to make it attractive and bright to make people want to visit it and hopefully take something useful or uplifting from it. As you can see, my website consists of posts that I've written as well as information and resources for anyone who would like to further educate themselves on the topic. Another component of my project was the mental health care packages for the homeless population. For the care packages, I used GoFundMe to raise money for the items inside them. Inside, I included positive quotes that I had printed out, coloring pencils, and a coloring book, and other necessities such as lotions and soaps, because shelters and people are always in need of these, and I thought that these would make their lives a bit easier and brighten their days. Unfortunately, I was not able to deliver these care packages because of the shelter-in-place order to stay at home and limit contact with others. In this project, my adult mentor is Alyssa Hook. She is the general manager at Jasper Ridge Farm, which is the organization that focuses on mental health that I worked with. And the reason why I chose her to be my mentor is that she has lots of experience working directly with people, youth and adults with mental health illnesses. And she's also very knowledgeable on the subject and has lots of experience and knows exactly what these people need and how to help them. So for my timeline, in November I created a poster to educate people about the organization and all that they do for youth and adults in terms of mental health. And in December, I created and posted on my educational website, and in January I continued to post on the website, and then in February I started to gather the supplies for the care packages for the homeless, and in March I assembled and made the care packages, and I also continued to write the posts for my website. So lastly, the call to action. What you should do is to educate yourself on mental health illnesses and how you can help people with it, and you should also practice good mental health techniques. So I have a lot of these on my website, and you can also do more research, but for example, some are getting enough sleep and having good connections with others. And the last thing in the call to action is to support organizations that support people with mental health illnesses. So some examples are Mental Health America, National Alliance on Mental Health, and the National Institute of Mental Health. Here are my citations that I used for my project. I used the following websites and information to educate myself as well as help create the content for my educational website. My mentor also provided me with information about the organization as well as shared her knowledge on mental health. I also conducted further research on human-animal interaction.